Hello guys, today we're gonna read Rude to Nice Bully by Magical Jigglypuff non-random crap thing. Yeah, I will not link this because it's super crappy for me. This is gonna be a bit of hail from me. Okay, start reading. Chapter 1, Leafeon's POB. My body shivers in fear. In extreme cold, I shake my body, attempting to get rain off my off my fur. A frown grows on my face as I continue walking through the rainy forest. Sadly, there is nothing here to keep me warm. I blow the leaf dangling onto my face, hoping to get it on a different direction. A sigh escapes my mouth as I slowly look left and right, only to see wet trees and raindrops falling onto the ground. Fear fills my entire mind. I try to run farther into the forest, begging to see nearby shelter. Before I could even reach to the end, I suddenly slip on a water puddle, crashing into the muddy ground. A scared expression grows on my face as I slowly look at the paw. Blood begins to drip down. My breath gets faster as I whimper in pain. I twitch and shiver because of the cold wind blowing leafeon. It is so cold out here. I need to find shelter, I say to myself as I look above. The dark sky with a hint of blue fills my sight as heavy rain falls down onto my face. Unfortunately, Fortunately, I spot a tree nearby. I walk up towards the tree and hide myself under the leaves, hoping rain will no longer fall onto me. I begin to cry. Why did it have to rain so heavily? I just wish I had a place to stay. But of course, who would want a pathetic leafeon? As I was about to close my eyes, I suddenly hear footsteps coming up to me. Anxiously, I look above to see a blue figure taller than me. I rub the raindrops out of my eyes with my injured paw, hoping to see clearly. Surprisingly, I see a vaporeon staring down at me. As she stays, surprisingly, I see a vaporeon. I'm sorry about that. About repeating that. That she stays silent as she stares at me with an unsympathetic expression. Silence fills the air for seconds as we stare at each other. Before I could say anything, I noticed a taller figure coming towards us. Trainer, oh my gosh, are you okay, little one? He yells. I'm gonna keep calling this Vaporeon a he, while the Leafeon a she. So sorry about that, random anonymous user, or I forgot, or I forgot your name. Okay. Oh my gosh, are you okay, little one? She yells out in concern. She runs up to me and gets on a knee. She tries to reach out for me, but I quickly back up a little. Rainer, don't worry. I won't hurt you. I promise, she says to me with a smile. I decided to trust her. She didn't seem too bad. She reaches for my paw and takes a good look at it. Look at it. Rain. Oh jeez, it looks like you twisted your paw and it's bleeding quite a bit. How about you come with me? I can help you, she says to me in a soothing tone. And the vaporeon quickly looked for her trainer, for his his trainer for a second, and then looked away with an unreadable expression. I nod my head in agreement as slowly she picks m- she begins to pick me up gently, holding me in her arms. Trainer, you're in good hands, says with a smile. I slowly close my eyes as I begin to fall asleep. 3 3:20 2021 3:45 p.m. To be continued. Let's read again. I'm sorry about random stuff. I can just miss I can stutter sometimes. So magical jiggly nut. Hopefully hopefully nobody makes a these nuts joke here. Oh wait, I did already cuz I said these nuts. I should stop saying that these nuts. Leafeon's POB. My eyes begin to open up as I see myself lying on a soft, fluffy blue pillow. A tired yawn escapes my mouth. The cozy, warm air coats my fur as I look around. It seems like I'm inside the house. The memories of earlier today starts flooding back into my head. I quickly look at my paw to see it's already bandaged up. Huh, I say to myself, relieved. Before I attempt to close my eyes to try get more rest, a loud female voice calls out to me. Hey, wake up! He yells. My eyes shut open to see the Pokemon from earlier staring at me. Oh, hello, he interrupts me. Don't think you can just randomly crash here because of an injured paw. Get up, she says to me in an aggressive tone. Pardon? Oh, I guess you didn't hear me properly. Allow me to help, he says. Before I could even react, she walks up to me and drags me off the pillow by my tail. I yelp in pain as I get tossed across the room. I land on my side as I turn my head to look at her. Him. Hey, what was that for? I yell out. Maybe that will teach you. He says as he positions himself onto the pillow. Suddenly, the girl from earlier comes into the room with a tray of bowls. Trainer, oh, you're awake. I'm glad to see that. She speaks with a smile as she walks towards me. She places two bowls onto the floor in front of me. One containing water and the other containing Pokemon food. Trainer, poor thing, you must be starving. Here, it's best you eat, she says. I slowly walk towards the bowls. My stomach rumbles as my eyes grow open. An excited smile grows on my face as I begin to eat my food. Wow, I haven't had a meal like this in forever, I say to myself happily. Trainer, Vaporeon, I brought you some food to keep her company. Won't you? He says he he plays she says she places the other bowl onto the floor next to mine. Vaporeon nods and gives her a smile. But I know that's not a real smile. Soon before I know Soon before I know it, the trainer leaves. The Vaporeon turns her head to give me a glare. I couldn't help but feel uneasy, but I decided to shake it off and continue eating my food. He walks up to his bowls and begins to eat. As I take a closer look at him, hoping he wouldn't notice, she is a bit he is a bit taller than me. Suddenly, she then moves her eyes over to me. I immediately face back to my food. I sweat a little. Seconds later, she faced back to her food. A relieved sigh escapes my mouth. I inch closer to the bowl of water, ready to take a sip before I could even drink. Wait, you can eat food? I thought you were basically generating some photosynthesis to get energy, not eat food. Yeah, I read your Pokédex entries, so I know that. I inch closer to the bowl of water, ready to drink, to take a sip, but before I could even drink, water immediately splashes onto my face. Vaporeon swings his blue tail against the bowl, knocking it over. I back up in surprise. Vaporeon, whoops! He says with a cruel smirk as he walks away. Hey, I was about to drink that. I yell angrily. She turns her head around. Ha ha, poor you. She laughs. He laughs. I growl at him, gaining his full attention. He walks up to me, almost face to face, with an amused expression. Did you just growl? Oh, that's cute, he says as he hovers over me. Immediate Intimidated, I back up a little. A sweat bullet drops onto my face. He frightens me by fainting, throwing himself towards me. I flinch back and squeeze my eyes closed. No pain comes. Seconds later, I open them back to see Vaporeon snickering in an attack position. No, not that inappropriate image, please. I thought, yeah. Why am I in hell? Yeah. I'm probably in the hellish phase now. Yeah. Ah! Vaporeon coward, he says to me, laughing. I look away, trying to avoid looking at her. Fortunately, she walks out of the room. A relieved high sigh escapes my mouth as I slowly walk back to the pillow. Leafy. Geez, what's his problem? I mumbled to myself. I closed my eyes, trying to forget about what happened. Yeah, I tried to close my eyes about what happened like a bit earlier. Yeah, I can't forget it. Ah, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. Soon I fall asleep. Sleep once again. To be continued. Chapter 3. Vaporeon's POV. I walk down the hallway a little frustrated. I scoff at the thought That that stupid grass type shouldn't be here. I'm the only Pokemon that should be here. Hopefully, she doesn't stay for long. An annoying sigh escapes my mouth as I reach to my trainer's door. I push the door open with my paw to see her on the bed. Trainer, oh hi, Vaporeon, she says to me happily. I jump on the bed, sitting next to her. She reaches her hand out to me and pets me. I give out a purr as I lay my head on her lap. She look. Hey Vaporeon, can I ask you something? I turn my head to look at her. So how will you feel about the leafeon living here? Because I'm considering keeping her. The question immediately causes me to frown. Before I could react, she speaks. Trainer, I'm sure you two will get along well, she says as she gets up from the bed. Trainer, oh, I forgot to tell you. I'll be out for a little. Take care of leafeon, won't you? She says to me as she walks out of the bedroom. I roll my eyes as I jump up the bed, landing on all fours. Take care of leafeon? No way. She's just lucky I haven't done anything to her yet. As cough as I look down, this gives me an idea. A smirk grows on my face as I walk out of the room. Time skip. Leafeon's POB. I get woken up out of my bed to the loud sound of, of the door shutting. Huh? I see at the window to the right side of me to see the girl from earlier walking outside. Guess she's leaving to go somewhere. A yawn escapes from my mouth as I stretch. My paw doesn't hurt as much anymore, which is good. I slowly get off the pillow on the couch and look around. This place feels nice. Aside from that rude Vaporeon, it's really nice here. I hope I stay. Vaporeon. He calls out to me. I get interrupted out of my thoughts as I turn to see that Vaporeon look across from me, looking at me. Don't disturb me. Huh? Don't disturb me, please. And don't be noisy. Don't be noisy, please. I'm sorry about that. You probably shouldn't. Yeah. Hey. Hey. He calls out to me. I get interrupted out of my thoughts as I turn to see the Vaporeon across from me looking at me. Come here, he says to me with a suspicious smile. Sussy, baka! Don't get killed by that Susporion. Susporion? Yes, that's Susporion. For now, let's call her Susporion from this until this page ends. Come here. Something felt off, but I decided to shake off the thought and walk to him. What? I asked curiously. What? I asked curiously. You know, I feel bad about how I've been treating you today, so I have a surprise for you. Really? I asked in surprise. It's right in the closet. Follow me. I followed him at the end of the hallway leading to a closet with a door open. Curiously, I walked towards it, but before I could even take another step further, I suddenly get pushed in. Ah! I yell as I fall on the closet floor. I quickly turn around to see a smirk from vaporeon seconds ago before he slams the door at me. Door on me. Vaporeon, have fun! I quickly Let me redo that. I quickly turn around to see a smirk from Susporion seconds before he slams the closet door on me. Susporion, have fun, he says as he laughs. I run up towards the door and push against it, attempting to make it open. Didn't work. This isn't funny anymore. This isn't funny. Let me out! I yell out. No response. I soon start to panic. I push my body against the door with full force, trying to open it. Leafeon, do you know you could just use body slam? I mean, you have a good attacking stat. Why can't you use body slam? Well, you probably don't learn it, but it's the logical thing to do. Use body slam. Like, I mean, you can. This is a story and not the real game. So you can just use body slam and then just open the closet door. Aren't you dumb? No response. I soon start to panic. I push my body against the door with full force, trying to open it. I am too weak, I say to myself as sadly. I back up a bit and curl up onto the cold floor. It's really dark in here. The only light is the hallway light shining through under the door. I give a defeat sigh as I close my eyes. Hopefully the trainer comes back. To be continued. By the way, I'll edit this a bit. Leafeon's POB. A bright light shines in front of my face, causing me to wake up. I rub my eyes tiredly. I slowly look above to see it's front of me. Sorry if I stuttered a bit. Happily surprised, I see that girl from earlier with a confused expression on her face. Trainer. Hey, what are you doing in the closet? She says as she reaches for me and picks me up. Well, anyway, I wanted to ask you something. How would you feel living with us? This takes me back by surprise. A gasp escapes from my mouth as I smile. Giggle. I'll take that as a yes, she says happily. I don't understand why they don't talk to trainers. They just talk when the people aren't around. Hopefully that's not happening with our dogs, like our 3 doggos. Hopefully they aren't talking while we are gone, cause that would be super strange. She puts me down onto the floor and pets my head. I couldn't help but smile. Trainer. Run along now, she says as she walks away. I decided to walk back to where I was earlier before I went to the in the closet. The sounds of light snoring fills the room as I finally reach. I look above to the couch to see Vaporeon sleeping. I know he's been nothing but rude to me, but he looks kinda cute when he sleeps. Uh, Dies of cringe, but lives because, but almost dies of cringe, but lives because we have to finish this video. Oh, what are you saying, leafeon? Snap out of it. I could feel a blush rising onto my face as I shake my head. This is starting to be cringe as heck. I couldn't say the HELL word because there's this my sister's right over there. She can hear me. Where are we now? Ah, yes. A sudden yawn interrupts my thought as I look above. He seems to be waking up. His eyes fall onto me as we both stare at each other. Silence fills the air until he speaks up. Speaks up. What are you doing? He says a little aggressive. I wait. Are you watching me sleep? You creep. He scoffs. No, I'm not. He leaps off the bed and turns her head to look at me. Why are you in a bed? That's basically a couch. I thought you were sleeping on a couch, not a bed. What is this? Why does this comic want to this? Why am I reading this? Yes. I might ask my brain that later on. Yeah, I'm clearly kind of suffering this. Why did I have to torture myself? Okay, let's continue on. No, She leaps up the bed and turns her head to look at me. Whatever, it's about time you leave now. Well, actually, I live here now, I say hesitantly. His eyes grow wide. You're kidding. I You're not living here, she yells out to me. I couldn't help but get a little offended. I don't care if Will you just stop being a jerk? I shouted angrily at him. He flinches a little at my loud voice as I soon realize what I've done. Look, look, I didn't mean. He jumps towards me and causes me to fall on the floor. He pins my paws down as he hovers over me. You think you're tough, don't you? He says as he gives me a death glare. Can we just why am I doing this to myself? I struggle to her, but break free from him, but he's too strong. He opens his mouth, revealing sharp teeth ready to strike. I close my eyes tight, hoping the pain won't be terrible. but nothing comes. I slowly open my eyes fearfully. I fearfully, slightly confused at the same time. A blush soon rises on my cheeks as I realize what's happening. Please don't be something sussy. Please. I don't want to be this to be sus. Please. Yeah, hopefully this isn't a sussy comic. A sussy Wattpad story. Yeah. Stares into my Susporion stares into my eyes with a shocked expression on his face. He stays on top of me, pinning me down as we both lock eyes with each other, blush on both of our face. I feel him let go of me as he sighs angrily. Oh, he scoffs as he walks away from me. I get up from the floor, puzzled at what happened. Please make this Wattpad story end. Please, I'm begging you to make this Wattpad story end. Hopefully this is the last hopefully the chapter basically hopefully this ends. I scoff angrily as I walk away from leafeon. Oh wait, I forgot. Let's restart. Sassy Vaporeon's POB. I scoffed angrily as I walked away from leafeon, angry at her and myself. Once I'm finally nowhere in her sight, I bang my head against the wall. What the heck was that? And I can't say the word HELL. Why? Because my sister's right there cooking literally food. Why did I just pause and stare at her like that? I was supposed to hurt her. I mentally yelled, but why didn't I? I asked myself confusedly. My blush still lingers on my face as I grow. Whatever, I'm tired. Just whatever. I'm so tired just by all of this. I turned around and decided to head to my trainer's room, but before I went inside, I noticed something across my eye. My eyes grow wider in surprise. Oh, that's a cute image. Good thing it's not really saucy like that before I'm doing that thing where this is that. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Please, just don't do that pose again. I am basically suffering. Leafeon sleeps. Leafeon sleeps on the big blue pillow, snoring as she holds a toy. My eyes stare at him, a little surprised. I give a growl as I take a step towards her, angrily, but I soon stop myself. I is the only word I could say seeing this. I can feel a faint blush rise on my cheeks. I angrily shake my head. Do not think about him. About her. Whatever. That annoying brat. I push my paw against my trainer's door, walking in. POB. I stand there flustered at what happened. What was that? I expected him to hurt me, but he just started at me. He just stared at me, got up, and walked away. This this leaves me a little puzzled. Perhaps I shouldn't think about it too much. My blush stays on my face as I soon yawn. I should head onto bed, I say to myself. I decided to put the questions off until the morning. I tiredly walk to the couch and jump onto it. Hopefully you don't call it bed again. Imagine turning a couch into a bed. No offense, but I'm really just lying down on my couch and just reading this right now. Yeah, and I feel uncomfortable by reading this. I need to be. Something catches my eye as I turn my head. I see a small fish-like toy. Curiously, I pick it up with my paws and stare at it. Perhaps it belongs to him. It's incredibly soft. Why not? He wouldn't get mad over a toy, would he? I position myself comfortably on the soft pillow, closing my eyes. Maybe tomorrow will be the better day. I soon begin to fall asleep once again. To be continued. Sorry if this chapter was a little short. Laugh out loud. Chapter 6. Basically, leafeon's basically the nice face. Okay. Leafeon's POB. Both my eyes begin to open as I finally wake up, giving out a little yawn. The comforting, cooling air comes from the aircon, blowing against my fur. I slowly get up the pillow and stretch. I haven't slept like this, slept like that in so long. It feels refreshing, I say to myself happily. Then something catches me off guard. A smell passes through my nose as I sniff the air. Wow, that smells great, I say to myself as I walk out of the room. I finally reach the kitchen. I peek my head inside to see my trainer cooking breakfast. She soon noticed me and smiles. Well, you're up early. I smiled at her. How about you go sit somewhere else? I'll get you some food in a minute. She speaks with a smile. How about I nod my head happily as I walk out of the kitchen. On the left, Vaporeon walks out of our trainer's room. A tired expression is on his face as he yawns. Soon He soon notices me. Her tired expression changes. I sweat a bit as I look at him. We stare at each other for a couple of seconds until he walks past me. I don't know why you have to repeat the she there, but every she from the Victorian sentences I will just replace with his, he, him, or any male pronouns. Why? Cause I don't like female Vaporeons. Why? Cause basically of the Vaporeon copy past, I just don't. Just please end my suffering now. I would rather put water in the ref than do this for for 1 hour. A tired expression is her on his face as she yawns. As he yawns, he soon notices me. I'm not gonna repeat that. He mumbles something under his breath, giving me a little trouble to hear what he said. I decided to shake off the thought as I sat on the floor. A couple of minutes later, my trainer comes out with a bowl of Pokemon food for me. She walks towards me as she walks towards me, places the bowl in front of me. Hey, do you want to go on a walk today? She asked. She asked. This question makes me gasp a little. I excitedly shake my head. Yes. Trainer giggle. I'm glad you to hear that. Eat your food so we can go. I walk to the bowl and eat my food. Wonder what will happen today. Time skip. After I finally finish my food, I walk to the other room to see Vaporeon sitting down. He looks at me and gives me a slight glare. What? He scoffs. How are you? I ask a little nervous. I was fine until you came in. I look away with a slight hurt expression. I noticed him at staring at me. I look up and he immediately looks away. Look, did you need something? He asked. No, not really. It stays silent between us for a while until our trainer comes in. Hey, Vaporeon, wanna go on a walk with us? His rude expression suddenly changed. He becomes a little excited. Why is there two tails? Is Vaporeon trying to become Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog? And why is he white? I better not ask that question. He wags her He wags his tail at this question. I never seen this side of him. Aha! I'll take that as a yes. Is everyone ready? She asked us. We both nod our head. He grabs the knob and swings open the door. The bright blue sky and the fresh air greets us. We walk onto the sidewalk, starting our journey. As we continue walking, I couldn't help but feel a bit nervous nervous knowing that Vaporeon is next to me. Suddenly, he walks further ahead of me, slapping me in the face with his tail. I jump back, startled. He turns his head around me and gives me an evil smirk. Evil smirk. A sigh escapes from my mouth as I roll my eyes. An hour later, we reach to a bench. Our trainer sits down. If you want, you guys can go walk around on your own. Don't go too far. I'll be over here, she tells us. A smile grows on my face as I walk away. Soon enough, I reach to some bushes with trees near them. Wonder where I could go. A sudden laugh is heard behind me. I turn around to see Vaporeon smiling mischievously. A sweat drops down onto my cheeks as I couldn't help but get a little scared. I back up a little. Uh, Vaporeon, what are you? What are you? How about we play a little game? He starts. He begins to target towards me, running fast at me. A shriek escapes from my mouth. I take this chance to outrun him. I dart through the bushes. I thought Vaporeon has the lowest speed out of every evolution. I guess that this Vaporeon, I guess the trainer owned a, I guess a random espion basically turned on the room where you can just basically go fast. If you're, yeah, you're too slow. Vaporeon, you're supposed to be to, supposed to be slow, right? A shriek escapes from my mouth. I take this chance to outrun. I don't understand why that was a bit shorter. POB. I chase after leafeon, getting enjoyment from her fear. My evil smirk grows wider as she turns her head to see me catching up. Vaporeon. Come here, leafeon. I promise I won't hurt you that much. I laugh. But aren't you supposed to be the slowest? I mean, Leafeon is slow, but it's a bit fast. It's faster than you, I guess. It's a bit faster than you. Your stats are basically health, that are basically excelling. It's basically health, special defense, and special attack. Yeah, and not speed. Yeah. So scratching her will do nothing, and you wouldn't be able to catch her because you're too slow. I hear her give a shriek as she tries to run further. I couldn't help myself but giggle at her cute little shriek. Wait, did I say cute? What am I saying? I snap out of my thoughts as realizing hits real, realization hits me. Leafeon is no longer in front of me running. Wait, where did she go? I ask myself, confused and a little mad. Suddenly, sudden movements of bushes are heard across from me. A sharp-toothed smile grows on my face as I walk closer. Babe, you can't hide from me. I call you out. You can't run, place. You can't run. I call you. I call out. I leap towards the bush and I open it with my claws, smiling. My enjoyment quickly fades away as I realize what's in front of me. A small Pidgey is pecking the ground. It turns and looks at me. Dang it! I scoff. Let's redo that part. Damn it. Damn it. I scoff as I roll my eyes. Yes, I did say damn it. I don't know how to say it properly, but damn it is gonna do it. Bro, I walk away from the bush disappointed. Where is that little brat? Something catches my attention from me. My attention catches my attention across from me. Huh? I curiously walk in front of me, leaves in front of me. front of me leaves me shocked. A big pond appears right in front of my eyes. Water flows all around it. My eyes spot leafeon on top of a grassy area. Mm, that's a cool image. Hopefully it isn't stolen from a Google search. My surprised expression shifts into mischievous smile as I stare at him. You'll regret running away, I whisper. Leafeon's POV. My fear slightly goes away as I finally escape Vaporeon. I don't. Why she. I don't. Why she does this to me. A tired sigh escapes from my mouth. Before I walk any further, I notice a pond across from me. I walk towards it and gasp in amazement. Wow, I never seen anything like this before. I jump across some rocks buried in the water. Finally, I reach where there's land. It's really nice here, I say to myself. I realize that I was out of breath after running so much. Maybe I could take a nap here. I get in a sleeping position on the grass and I close my eyes. Before I fell asleep, I hear something. Hello? I ask out. No response. Vaporeon? I asked out hesitantly. Guess it was nothing. I soon turn around to see her coming out of the water with a mischievous smile. Um, you can basically hide in water if you're Vaporeon. Yeah. Before I could even react, she reaches over to me and bites onto my tail. I yelp in pain. She drags half of my body into the cold water. What's wrong, Leafeon? Afraid of water? He teases. Water soaks my fur, leaving me wet. Luckily, I was able to swim back up. Hey, I yelled out angrily. He gets out of the water and laughs. Cry, baby. I turn my head to the other way, annoyed. You know I don't. Why you treat me this way? Because I can. Who cares? Well, your trainer will probably. Hopefully, your trainer doesn't read this document that you wrote. Before I could say anything else, I feel something fall onto my face. Huh? I look up. Uh, we should head home, I said to myself. Wait a minute, Victorian. I think we're lost. He continued. This is going to be quarter of an hour. Chapter 8. That's a cute image. I should probably save it. Yeah. Thank you for the image. And I will basically use that as my probably as probably the as a banner on my YouTube channel. Who knows? My eyes grow wider open in fear as I hear some words coming out of my mouth. Wait, I lost. Wait, lost? I look all around me, nothing but bushes and trees. I can't remember which way I went. Rain begins to pour down even more around us. Oh no. My breath gets a little faster as I dart my eyes around the area anxiously. Oh, calm down, would you? I'm sure there's a way out. I look up to see her staring at me, to see him staring at me, annoyed, but with a hint of concernment. Oh, okay, I say to her. She rolls her eyes as she turns around, leaps, into the water and swims back. I follow her, jumping across rock to rock. I follow him, jumping across rock to rock. Wait, you're jumping on Dwayne the Rock Johnson? Oh well. I follow her, jumping across rock to rock. When we are finally on land, I couldn't help but shiver at the cold wind. So which way do we go again? Does it look like I know? He speaks angrily. You don't have to be so rude about it. Just shut up already. Something builds up inside of me. Vaporeon, I call out with an aggravated tone. He turns his head and gives me a glare. We we are in the middle of a forest and don't know any way home. The least you could do is show some care and respect. He turns his full body around towards me. He stands in front of me face to face. You must be stupid if you think I care about you. I care about you. You do care about me. I really don't. If you didn't, then I wouldn't have a scar on me. Scar on me from you when you pinned me down, ready to attack me. His eyes widen a little, but I don't have one. Want to know why? Because you never really wanted to hurt me, didn't you? He stays silent. His mouth. Oh, he opens his mouth to say something about nothing comes out. He stays silent until he finally speaks up. I will do something to you right now, but there's no point. He turns and walks away without another word, leaving me alone by myself. I stand there a few seconds to process what happened. What does he mean? What does he mean? I quickly catch up to him. We stay silent for the rest of the walk. Why? Why didn't I do anything? She deserves something to to make her regret saying all those things. I'm so deep in my thought that I didn't even realize he was next to me. I slowly moved my eyes over to him, not moving my head at all. She starts at the ground with an unreadable expression on her face. The sound of rain fills the area as we stay silent with each other. Even after everything I've done to her, I'm still surprised she even stays around me. She's an idiot, a real idiot, but he isn't so bad, I guess. To be continued. This is going to be an hour long. Good thing is there really 10 parts? Chapter 9, Leafeon's POV. I am a mad lad for reading this. Like, this is gonna be longer than I expected it to be. Yeah. Leafeon's POV. Water splashes onto my cheeks as I walk into a puddle. There was no interactions between us ever since our argument. Rain would fall on both of us stayed silent as we both walked through the rainy forest together. Rain would fall onto my fur, getting me a little wet. I bet our trainer is worried sick about us. I just want to go home. My eyes dart over to vapor.